I'll be reacting to Platinum End, episode 20. I'll be watching it from Funimation's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 1-0, go. Oh yeah, I'm pumped up for this. Interesting how they have a different message this time. And it's a much more somber and serious message than you would normally get right before anime episodes plays anyway. Honestly, I'm still of the opinion that the way Susumu died was pretty stupid. Considering that he knew that there was this... Okay, the animation there was actually pretty bad because you don't see much movement when it comes to their wings. Ah. Oh, shit! Okay, that's a pretty slick thinking from the professor because he can just essentially... They should have done, like literally, they could have done that the moment that they noticed there were snipers around. They really should have gone for it. Holy shit! I mean, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you gotta be pragmatic in these type of situations, unfortunately. And saying that makes me feel bad for Susumu, though, because he was so vibrant in comparison to some of the other characters in the series, and he was like the only one that was super optimistic, and now he died. Now, in saying that, this series really tried to make it, really try to elevate the mood by making it music that was sad, but I'm like, nah, series, y'all could have made Susumu's death sadder if he would have just died a bit more smart instead of, oh yeah, let me just fucking stay around in the same location even though there's people with sniper rifles. So I don't know if that wasn't the case in the manga where it was badly written or it's a case of bad directing. I'm going to give the writer the benefit of doubt and I'm just going to assume that it was bad directing that. Fuck that scene up. I'm not going to be hard on the writing in that instance. Or, you know what? I should be because maybe it was an issue in the manga. Honestly, it's probably a mix of both. But when it comes to this series, I'd say the only death so far that's really gone into me is just Hokkaido's death, if I'm being honest. His death was tragic, but his death didn't feel stupid, though. It felt like it had a purpose. Shame they couldn't do it with Susumu. But hey, you know what? Maybe this could lead to somewhere good from a narrative standpoint because the stakes are higher and the writers could write the ship if the rest of the episode ends up being good. So I'm going to still stay a bit optimistic. Some episodes have like bad starts, but then they get good eventually. Ah. I mean, this response from the world was pretty fucking cool. Well, not the world, but... Not really. It happened more of the fact that there was paranoia against their abilities. Because they were aiming all for their life simultaneously. I'm gonna guess he's... No, yeah, I've seen it before a lot of times considering what he did to his parents. You know, I like that bit with Suji. I mean, yes. When it comes to Suji, it ain't right that he doesn't know his life that much, but at the same time, I don't think he could. He doesn't seem... Okay. Down! Yo! Woo, boy. But sometimes, though, they do say you should never meet your hero because you could be disappointed when you encounter that meeting, though, or when it comes to meeting the person you admire. There's always that type of... Oh, shit! Okay, I'm not gonna blame him. I mean, considering that Suji has a loose cannon type of personality, where he's openly talks about taking his own life away, I could see why he'd do that. You know, I actually wouldn't mind getting more. The fuck? How? She's pretty cute if you ask me. Oh man. What? No, seriously though. I don't know. I think the professor wouldn't be a bad god in this series anyway. Oh shit! I love how she's so supportive. Fucking adorable. Holy! Hope that isn't a death flag there. Well, no, I'd say it's more of he loves her enough to want to do that because he could help. Well, not just that, but he'd make sure to make a life for people in the world a little bit more prosperous. Maybe he can get rid of a few inequalities and it can make Saki's life better in an indirect way. I'd say that's the ultimate sacrifice, willing to sacrifice your own personal happiness for the happiness of others. I'm just saying. I hope for her sake the effects of the red arrow are gone. Oh, looks like the effects of the red arrow are gone at this point because she doesn't seem like she's going gaga over Saki from the looks of things anymore. Oh! Whoa! I'm gonna guess that Yoneda's making some moves because only it would be smart enough to be pulling off shit like that. Oh my. And like how they mentioned that if God were to disappear, the angels would disappear too. So it adds extra gravity to the situation because I don't want to see anything bad happen to Natsue. At least it adds a little bit more emotional friction to the series. And saying that, even though I wouldn't want Sushi to become God, I don't dislike him. I mean, I hope he can become happier eventually. Like, I don't dislike him by association. I just don't think he's mentally sane enough to be the god of this verse. That's all. For those of you wondering, Anime Caveman, do you hate Suji? I don't. In that case, they got to make the decision soon then. Which, I mean, they can just come to a vote, reaffirm their stances, and just talk it out. I love our boys like absolutely fucking confident in this, but I love that swag though. Damn, at least let the boy try. But you still try because you might have a puncher's chance of changing someone's mind. I mean, what else do they have to do aside from staying in these rooms and close by everyone else? All things considered, anyway. Yo, sometimes these enemy characters don't even look like fucking school students. Like, sometimes they look super fucking... Oh, okay. From that angle, okay, he does look like a student now. Close up, though, he still looked a little bit, man. Yeah, of course, younger, of course. but he looked pretty manly. For some, I don't know why this series is making me think like whenever characters just walk something, they're gonna be hit by a truck car or something. Oh, he's a sweet dude. I like him already. Well, I'm gonna guess tragedy is gonna happen. Oh, okay, he's calculating the exact value of pi. Oh, yeah, that is a fucking ball. I wasn't expecting to be the super athletic type. I mean, shit. We already know about his intelligence and all that, but holy shit. Oh, that's really fucking sweet. Pi. It was pi. Oh shit, I thought it was like the value of. I thought it was the value of pi for a second with the 3.14 and everything after that was decimals anyway. Oh, okay, so never mind. I was actually on the money then with him reciting pi. Ah! Oh, shit! But you know, with someone this smart, I could see why he'd actually find value in quitting because he probably no. We know he's way more smarter just off of what we know about him than your typical teachers in this series, anyway. Yeah, when someone's young, they have that stance. Although eventually, though, people do want to find company, though, at the very least, because it can't be full on isolation mode. You just can't. I'm just noticing that when it comes to the episode, though, you can tell the production values have fallen a little bit more too, because not only in the first end of the episode, the animation looked a little bit off, but even in this instance, sometimes the backgrounds are like super whited out. Just not saying that it affects the script of the episode, but it does kill a little bit of the immersion, especially in comparison to the first half of the series, which it looked good. Second half of the series so far has been like, not exactly. We haven't devolved into the levels of what JC Trash has done this season when it comes to their bad animation. But it's a little bit more closer to that level than a level that you can call average quality. Talk about a man with conviction. Okay, that's an interesting perspective right there. Huh. Oh. Okay, this actually makes him even more interesting as a character now. Oh. Ah, but well, for Suji to make, just to be sure. The thing is, though, you can't necessarily confirm that heaven or hell exist. I mean, I think heaven exists. But in this instance, I think Suji, to play his bases, if he truly to truly play it safe, I think he should try making a good life for himself, continue living on, and then try to, at the very least, do enough right actions so that he could go to the equivalent of heaven in this series, at the very least. Okay, I love how Yoneda is actually going into some deeper things now. And that makes Mooney a pretty scary sounding character there. Again, the animation there when they're clapping felt it was off because they should have been more motion when it came to the clapping and the mouth movements. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, this doesn't necessarily make the episode bad, but holy shit! Again, it does break a little immersion. Oh, holy fuck! Ah. You know what? It's fine. That's good to see what actually broke him originally. It really is. And just to see that, yeah, he genuinely, even though he didn't like associating with people directly, he still wanted to find ways of helping out humanity, at least right before he met his angel. So that's actually nice in a way. Because it pretty much answers everything I could have wanted to know about Yoneda. So I gotta give the episode credit. The characterization run has been damn good. I just like how Mooney's voice is so silent. It gives it a much more creepier, but oh. I mean, hey, with someone his mindset, I'm not gonna blame him for having doubts. Damn! That's a long ass time to be having a discussion with someone. Oh my. And you know something I'm liking about this? It actually also shows his rationale for his decision making, and it doesn't even feel like it's an exposition dump, since we see him talking with Suji, so it prevents him from being an exposition dump. And that's something I think is smart about the episode, since they had Suji and they had him previously established as someone that admires Yoneda. Him being with Yoneda set up this exposition dump pretty naturally, which is nice because a lesser anime would have set up an exposition dump by having a character pointlessly inner monologue everything that went down, or have just an unnatural exposition dump by having a character just talk to themselves pointlessly. This series at the very didn't do that. Oh. And I noticed that his red order didn't shine when he said that, so I wouldn't actually be surprised if there is some portion of Suji that genuinely feels that way. Damn! Talk about a standoff. Hey, that sounds fair. I mean, he already has his own white arrows. And plus, you could utilize Suji as an asset if he needs Suji to be utilizing white arrows against opposition. Oh! Oh! What did she have high hopes for? Oh! No, you know what? I'm not going to blame her. I mean, I also think Mariah is like the most fit candidate out of all of them. Oh. Ew, and that's the downside of Nasi's charismatic personality. When you're that charismatic, you sometimes let shit slip. Yeah, he's got a point. Like, Nasi's ability to touch things actually is game changing. Oh. Oh, yeah, that would have made Nasi absolutely broken if she was able to do that. Oh, it was kind of creepy when he said that in a good way. Oh, that reaction fucking cute, though. I mean, I could see why people would be all gung-ho about Yoneda becoming a god, though. I mean, he's the most intelligent. And if you have the mindset of a financial person, you would want someone like Yoneda, someone responsible to become a god. So I could see the rationale behind that. I don't think it is. I think they're just given a shitty hand in this scenario. I don't think they're necessarily condemned to die. It's just a lot of bad luck. All right, looks like we're gonna get somewhere really nice now. Yeah. No, I want to see more damage. This series has actually become pretty dang fine in the last few episodes, actually. So I'd say if I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, 10 being exceptional, I'll give it an above average 6 out of 10. Only thing keeping it from a 7 is that the animation quality has exponentially declined, where sometimes you don't get backgrounds drawn, you get characters look deformed, and things like that. That this series, one of its strongest calling cards in the first few episodes was its animation quality. But you know what? I don't mind this sacrifice because the first half of the series was not good, but the animation quality was good. Second half, the animation has not been not so good, but the running quality has been better. So you know what? I'll take better writing with not so pretty colors or pretty colors and bad writing any day of the week. So you know what? That's just my thoughts on the whole thing. Yeah, the animation could have been better, but the episode was still good because we got to finally find out more about Yoneda, what his goals were before he became a god candidate. And at least there seems to be plot progression because it's going to imply that everyone's going to gather together to hopefully make a decision on choosing a god soon. So I love all the episodes moving forward and how it also is implying that the Angel Mooney has destructive tendencies too. So the episode did a lot, actually. And I even love how it dealt with the aftermath of Susumu's death too, at the very least. It was quick and to the point. It didn't drag things out too much because the series didn't even bother building up Susumu in the first place. So I like how they didn't overindulge too much. In comparison, this series knew how to handle Mokaido's death because he was a character with a lot of value that was well written, so they handled his death pretty well. So Good on the series for that. Now, from a character standpoint, though, in saying that, yes, one of the downsides in this episode, which I gotta acknowledge, is due to the fact that Susumu had no build-up. You can tell the people in charge of the music try to make his death sad, but it just didn't work because they didn't give him enough build-up, though. But that's the only weakness in this episode. Because from a character standpoint, it does a good deal for the most part. For one, I think it's realistic that people want someone like Yoneda to become a god, considering he is intelligent. So there's some realism going on. And it was actually nice getting to see Yoneda paranoia and how far he plays it safe when he shoots Suji of all people with a red arrow. I think that's actually pretty fucking smart, if you ask me. And that's something I enjoy about the episode only because, for one, if you're someone as smart as me, like, yeah, you're not going to want to take any risk. Even if there's like a 1% chance that Suji could go rogue, you ain't going to risk a jack shit in this type of scenario. So I thought that they did a good job of making Yoneda a damn, and I mean, a damn not just book smart character, but also a street smart character with how he handled Suji at the very least when it comes to shooting him with the red arrow. And it shows you how pragmatic he is too, all things considered. And I even love how it showed off a bit of Yoneda's past and why he acts the way he does. That was actually pretty damn fucking nice too, because it gave him extra characterization, saying the fact that he doesn't like to really socialize with individual people at all, at least not in his past, and things of that nature. Really made him, every scene involving him, a little bit more engaging now. Now, as for the other characters, obviously they didn't do much with the others, but I'd say this episode being like a showcase for Yoneda made it work, considering that Yoneda was one of the last god candidates to be introduced in the series. This episode was an absolute necessity, even though there wasn't any action going on. It didn't matter to me because I wanted to learn more about Yoneda, and this episode provided my wish. So I thought the character running was pretty good for the most part. Nothing that makes you go, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But if this series continues on its streak of decent episodes and it sticks its landing, then I'll probably give the series overall rating of it was okay, it was average. Considering the fact that the first half of the series wasn't good, second half has been better. So pretty much bad and good. We'll average out to, if the series can stick its landing, a 5 out of 10 score, which for me is average because the Mask is 1 abysmal, 5 is average, and 10 is exceptional. Or a 6 out of 10 if it really has an exceptionally done ending. With like movie quality animation, amazing writing, and all that kind of jazz. It's well thought out. But that's a big if, though. But again, this series would have to really, really stick its landing for that to happen. But at least so far, it's seems like it's on a good pace for a good ending, though. At least narratively, anyway. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I would really love to hear your thoughts on how you feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comments section below. Hope y'all rate the vid, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more. But anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching my video and have a fun, great, safe, and fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.